Hello, my name is Tasha Smutney. I am a double gold consultant and an IATAN card holder. I just wanted to go over some basics of Canva for you. Now, you can create a completely free account. They do also have business and pro accounts that you could choose to pay for, but you do not need to pay for them in order to get the full benefit of Canva. I do have an education account because I'm also a teacher and they gave it to us free during COVID. So I do have some of the premium features. I will try not to use them in this training though. You can create a design. There's many things you can go do on here, but we're just going to do some basics first. So typically things for my business, I'm using a Facebook post, a flyer, a Facebook cover. There are also ways to make videos. We're not going to get into that today because it's a bit more complicated. You can directly make an Instagram reel. Again, we're not going to do that today as well. People make planners on here. We're going to start with logo because that might be one of the first things you want to do with your business is create a logo. Typically, it's going to open a new tab when you go in here. Now, what you can do, you can start with templates or styles. Okay. I typically will start with template. You could search for travel if you're creating your um, logo for your business, right? You can look and see one you like, or if you wanted to, you could go right on Google and look for travel logos. I click images. You could choose another one if you liked these, save it to your computer. I honestly just drag it right in. Once I save it to my computer, I drag it into my Canva. All right. So if there were one in here that you really liked, you could use it. But let's just stay simple. Let's use what Canva provides for us, right? All right, so let's see. Maybe you like this and, you want to add your business name to that. So I could do something as simple as I could copy this. Now you could right click to copy. I could copy again and paste it. And you could just drag everything around on here. It's super easy. So let's say my business is called Adventures Travel Agency, whatever the name is. And you're able to do that. Now, you're also able to do things like I clicked the background and I can click this color square in the top and I could choose to change that. And it's going to give me colors that are already in this design. So if you like the layout of a design, but you want it to completely change the um the color scheme, you could come in here and you could choose, maybe you want the gradient. And now I'm going to come in, I'm going to change, see how it shows the three colors. I could come in here and change that background. Maybe I want purple. And then for the green, maybe I wanted to change it to this blue color. And then maybe the orange I wanted to change to, actually gonna make the orange that blue color and make this one that pink color. So that I could come in and I can actually change everything about this same one if I chose to, right? Now this isn't really showing up there, so I'm going to change the color so you can see it better. So I could make a logo with something that's here and use their template, or I could make my whole own logo from scratch, right? Now, what I typically do when I share it, I'm going to click share and then download, and it saves right to my computer so that I can use that. There are also ways in here, if I go back, there are ways when you do a logo to make it a circle logo. So I could put like circle logo and it will give me different options. Okay. Now I'm going to go back. I'm going to do a different type of design. What I use a lot is a flyer. So if I just click again, I'm up here, create design. And what's really great about Canva, it's going to show all of my recent designs here. Okay. So I go and I click flyer. Now, again, I could do this completely from scratch instead of using a template, right? So let's say all on the side are my toolbars. I'm going to scroll down. I'm just going to choose a background. Now, they have different options for you. There's colors, there's patterns, there's pictures. Let's say you were doing something, you wanted a tropical picture for your background, right? So let's say I'm going to add beach to that because I kind of want a beach with it. I could get a picture of a tropical beach. I don't like any of those, so I could do a different one. Right, but let's say I picked this. I could now make that the background of my flyer. There's a couple things I could do with that. I could keep it at that, or I could click this right here that looks like different checkerboards, and I could change the transparency. So I could mute that, or I could brighten it up because it wasn't at 100%. And that could be my background. All right. So I could then come in here and I could do a text. I could make just a headline, a subheadline, a body of text, or I could use something here that's already a text and I just like the style of it. And then I can change the words when I come in here. You can also change the colors. So for the most part, most of them, you can change the colors. So I can choose something. I like to just scan through, see what I like. Maybe I like this. I click it, it just shows up. Okay. It's just going to show up right there. I can move it. I can change the size. Adventures. Now it's not fitting, but I'm going to fix that in a minute. Travel agency. All right. Now, if I double click, it'll highlight the whole thing, and I can just click this size until it goes down to where it's going to fit. Now, what I personally would do, this is a really skinny, I would drag it, change the sides, pop it up there, right? Maybe if I like that design, but I don't love the color, I could come in and change my color. Maybe I want that dark color. It still kind of has that pink in the background, which I like. I spelled agency wrong. Right? But now, let's say I'm like, I don't really think I can see it enough, but I like what it looks like. I could do two things. I can click the background and I could make it a little more transparent. Or I like the deep color. I can choose when I come in here different elements. I've been a super big fan lately of making boxes or things behind my words. So I kind of like the rounded square. I click it, it just shows up. Again, I'm going to click this and move it. I can change this color as well. I can put it behind, make it the right size by dragging the little pinpoints. Okay. And I can change the color to what I want. And I like to change the transparency. You don't have to. But it just kind of makes it pop a little bit more. Now, let's say I didn't want that as a super straight picture, right? I could do two things. I could see when I click on this, there's a little spinny wheel. And when I do this, I click it and I move my mouse. And I could do that. I could make that box match it. Or I might just make this a little smaller so that it kind of fits across it, because I kind of like how that looks, right? Now, we could do lots of things to add. Under elements, I'm just going to go back. I can search again for travel. And I can add things on here however I want to make my flyer. It's super duper duper easy and very user friendly. I could add photos, I could add graphics, whatever I wanted to add onto my flyer. So, for example, I'm going to show you one that I made, and this is the one that I often print out. I have it printed out at school up for people to contact me. As you can see, I use Canva a lot. This is my flyer for my business. And again, I just dragged things in there. Okay. So I have my logo that I created here. I used a template and a background, and I just added everything on there that I wanted. I wrote what I specialize in. I wrote, some things I can book, my contact information. This is a QR code. Let me go back to that flyer, show you how to make a QR code. So when you're looking here, I believe it's under apps. If you click apps and do QR code, it will pull up something that you can do a QR code. You just enter, whatever the website address is. So if I were to go to my Facebook business page, I'm actually already logged into that. I just go up here. Again, I highlight it, I copy it, I go back, I paste it in, I click generate code. It's going to put that code right on my page. I can change the size, I can put it where I want. So you can make a QR code. And you can play around with Canva and make these however you want. Now, Canva does also give you the option to order and print through them. I'm going to tell you, I never personally have printed through them flyers or business cards. I have designed my business cards on here, but then I personally use Vistaprint, and I upload my designs there. So I'll download it to my computer and upload there. Okay. When I go back to home, other basics, a Facebook, it's just going to be the layout. You can do anything the same way. It's just going to be the layout of what it looks like when you make these. I think they do have business cards in here that you could do. So, oops, when I look at my business cards, I made them a long time ago. It's been a long time since I've updated them. Maybe they're not in here. Or I scan past them. But when you make your business cards, I was able to do the front and the back, and then I could download it. And I uploaded them again to Vistaprint. Oh, here they are. So I made a front of my business card, and all you do here, you can click to add a second page. I'll show you how to do that in a minute. But here's the front, and I put all that required information on the back of my business card. I actually do have the QR code, but I had Vistaprint make the QR code just because since they were going to be printing it, I wanted them to do that. But for example, when I'm here, if I wanted to duplicate this and make it similar or different, I could do that, or I could just click add a page and it will give me a new page. Now this gave me a background, I could easily replace it. So those are just some of our like basic how to use Canva. So I did want to throw that together because I know we didn't have a training there for it. Hopefully, this is helpful to people. And we do have some trainings about branding your business in Canva that you can also attend. But this should be helpful in general for getting started if you want to be making those business card designs, your flyers, any of those things. All right.